There we go. Right. Good morning, everyone. Here we are. We are post Punisher +1. So we now have Le Bunker as our as a shelter. It's going to be main shelter until I finish this run through, which now probably shouldn't take too much longer to go. Obviously, as you can see, it is a bit messy at the moment. I'm still tidying it up, sorting it out. I've moved everything from the school to here. This is sort of going to be my weapons armament side, and this will be like my food and other bits. I want to get some shelves so I can put things on the shelves, and just sort of tidy it all up, really. So the only stupid green screen. There we go. The only task I still have to do is to get the IFAKs. I have one, so I need two more. The only place that they spawn is in those big supply crates, those ones. And the most frequent place that they spawn... Oh, I still need cat. The most frequent place that they spawn is apartments. So, we're going to be doing a lot of apartment runs from here on out. Which obviously ups the risk of everything in terms of the game ending, but yeah, it will allow us to obviously as well potentially get more loot that I can sell, and I think I'm going to, because I want some more of the weapon sort of display boards and things, and they're rather expensive. I think where I've got multiple of firearms, I'll probably sell some or trade some to sort of to use to get more storage and those display boards. So yes, so it's nice to finally be post Punisher. I've got to say though as well, it does feel a little bit empty, I guess. Just along the lines of, sorry, I need my stream deck, so if I do get more events, okay, I can add to the counter in the top corner up there. Yes, it just sort of feels very... I don't know, I suppose that the end is getting close for this playthrough, this run. It's... Thankfully, it's not actually taken as long as I feared it might have done. Having spoke to other people in the chat who... Sort of, there were a couple of people that were after day 100 and still hadn't seen Punisher. I did fear that it would get to a point where it may have been sort of like that for me. Having said that, it would have depended on the updates out, because obviously if the update came out first, I'd have sort of restarted. I very much would like to get the IFAKs and to finish the run, at least do all the tasks, because then I've done everything I can. I suppose my sort of worst thing would be, you know, I have one task left and I end up having, either through a permadeath or the update, having to restart. Now, I don't mind the fact that I'll have to restart, because I've learned a hell of a lot from this playthrough. Obviously, it'll set me in good stead for the next playthrough, which obviously is going to be on Iron Man, so permadeath, Iron Man Winter, so it'll be permadeath everywhere. So I'll sort of need to be a lot more vigilant and careful in everything that I do. But we'll cross all of that bridge when I get to it. For now, obviously, we go to apartments. We look for IFACs. We worry about it. We worry about IFACs. Yeah, still. Obviously, I still want to be vigilant that I don't want to. I don't want it to die and it to end. I think when I do the winter one, I don't think I'm going to pick up cat at all. I've done a playthrough where I've had to worry about cat, and as long as cat is still Lafloof, is still in, the area where you rescue it, it's not going to die or anything. So, and I know, yes, it adds a bit more to the game, but I've done this playthrough where I think for over half the days, thereabout, I've had. Yeah, no, it has been over half the days. I've had Lafloof, so it's not something I want to concern myself about when I'll have so much more to be concerned about in terms of my body temperature. I couldn't remember what it was called. That's why I was waiting for it to load. Yeah. So now I do prefer looting at night because obviously the NPCs visual. Apologies, my phone's just gone off. The Really? I had to raise something to work about an order. And I'm pretty sure the person who I'm speaking to, I've had to do it through the customer service. The person who I'm speaking to, I'm pretty sure does know who I suppose they have to ask that question still. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, so what we're going to do, so I had started getting to a point where when I was here, I was just looking for those supply crates, but as I want to buy some more or trade for some more furniture, I will be sort of going back to the old style that I was doing in terms of looting, where I'm just going to grab everything. Everything can be traded, so I'll grab everything, but then as I sort of get filled up with loot, I will then sort of judge what items I'll keep. They're not even worth picking up for anything at the moment. What items I'll keep and what items I'll sell. No, pistol's not worth it. My minimum value per square is going to be 150. Just because the alarm clocks, that's how much they are per value per 1 square, and obviously with them being common, there's going to be a lot about. So I think gum is worth less than that. Get rid of that. So yeah, bandages are that as well. I do have a lot of bandages, so I think at this point I probably don't need to keep any more of them. And like I say, when I go through my my storage and stuff at my base, I will be sort of a bit ruthless in terms of some guns that I sell. I'll probably just have one type of each firearm and get rid of the rest. Maybe for the rarer ones I might keep more. Just in case I can put then one on display and I've sort of got a reserve one in storage should I need it. So yeah, like the M78, the VSS, what else? The Dragunov. Actually, I think I've only got one of them. The R62M, I do believe I've got 2 of those. So yeah, I'll sort of be able to gear one up, pop it on display. So if I do want to use it, I can just grab it from said display and be on my way. Attachments, I think I do want to keep quite a few of them. Just so I've got them, basically, I guess, just so I don't need to sort of trade or loot for more should I need them. I mean, when it comes to the point of doing an Iron Man run, I really won't need to hoard many, because obviously if I die, I die. And that's yeah. So it's sort of silly to hoard a lot of guns at that point. I will probably be a bit more ruthless in what firearms I use. And to be honest, I'd probably just stick with something like an M4, because whilst they're common, they're a very good gun. Well, hello there. Who's this handsome guy in the lower right corner? I don't know. There's no handsome guys here. I can tell you that. I can certainly tell you that. But good morning, Suski. I hope you are well today. I still am actually sorting out the green screen because, as you can see on my hand, it doesn't always... Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's not as good a green screen as it was sort of advertised as, and it's Amazon. What do you expect, I guess? It'll do for now. It'll do for now. It does the job. Yeah, so... but yes, I hope you are well today, Suski. Obviously we're... what's it called? Punisher Day +1. And it feels, I was saying a little bit earlier, it feels kind of weird now. It now definitely feels like this run, this playthrough, is wrapping up. It definitely sort of felt until I did sort of kill Punisher. It was still sort of very much an ongoing one, playthrough, but now it definitely sort of feels, because I've just got to get the two more IFAKs, it definitely sort of feels that it's on its way to being sort of completed, whether that be permadeath or get the IFAKs. I definitely would like to think that I will complete it before the update. Well, I say before the update, maybe before when War Dogs comes out, because, like I say, I am going to get that. Level 2, we don't need that. I'm going to take the ammo, though. I do need to... No. I wouldn't say it's boring. Because I've still got to be sort of vigilant and everything. And to be fair now, I actually think it's going to be less boring because I'm literally just going to be doing runs at apartments, which, you know, we know in terms of sort of looting can be real hit or miss. Because of the supply crates, so you know it could I could have sort of some really good runs here, or some really bad ones. You know, and in terms of events that spawn, it's only the BTR or the crashed helis, and because it's permadeath here, it adds. You know, certainly for now, it adds more to it. So, no, I think in terms of squeaky bum time, it's actually sort of higher now, because obviously before, when I'm just walking around school, just doing laps, you know, it's what danger is there, really? There's going to be maybe a couple of guys walking about the school. That's sort of it. But here, it definitely, you know, they're more armoured. They've got better firearms. It was nice that Sesku was with you when you killed the Punisher. Yes, definitely. I was definitely pleased that there were a few people about for that. I'm also very pleased that I had the camera on for that. Oh shit! For my reaction. Yeah, that was it was beautiful. I've only used grenades one other time before that, and it was sort of a test throw, and I didn't realise I wanted the gun on fully automatic rather than semi. So I sort of that was what I was messing about with and stuff, to try and put the gun on automatic, and then I switched to my knife because I completely forgot what number the grenades were. They're obviously 4 and 5 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm sort of pressing the buttons and stuff, and I was just screw it. I'll try a grenade. I'll see where it lands and stuff, and I sort of pop back out, and they're all just lying there on the ground asleep, dead. So yeah, that was nice. Although it did kind of feel kind of a bit anticlimactic as well, in terms of how easy it was. You know, I mean, I suppose it wasn't because I still had to line guess where the grenade was going, but sort of having seen other clips where people are sort of having to peek out from cover and, sort of take the other two guys out first and then sort of wait a bit because Punisher just lays down a shitload of fire from his KP-31, and I just sort of stand behind this electricity box, throw a grenade, peek out, and they're dead. And I'm like, yeah. Although obviously it was a bit of a better reaction than that. Oh, another level 5 plate. Nice. So, yes. So we are looking for the IFAKs, which I did check on the wiki. It was a little while back, but I'm convinced they only spawn in those supply crates. And very much so, I would very much like an MP7, or I think in this it's the PM7. And I think that is the only firearm that I'm missing. I don't think there are any others that I haven't got. So I'd very much sort of like one of those to complete the collection of everything. And I want to sort of tidy up my base, or I say base, my shelter, and sort of have some nice displays. See, I don't really need. I've got 2 of them. I don't need another one even to sell because of how big it is. The price that it is per square isn't really worth it. And I've got enough weapon repair kits now that I can repair sort of all the guns and stuff. Now it's sort of getting a place or getting close to a place where it is ending. I sort of feel better using them without sort of worrying. I mean, I know you can sort of trade for them anyway, so weapon repair kits aren't really in that short supply. I once saw an IFAC on the ground next to a cannon at outpost. Oh, really? Wow, okay. Damn. Yes, because it's military. I think they're classed as military drops. I think it's most frequently they will be in the... I can't remember where I got... Because I have had 2. And I, as I said before, I had to use one. I'm pretty sure both were in... I'm just going to... I think I've got the wiki open. Oh, I don't, but I have got it booked. There we go. I'm just going to have a quick look. Item database. Oh, combat. It's... Oh, it's not combat. No, all. Supplies. IFAC. Oh, it's... Sorry. Yeah, it's medical rare. And yes, it's military. Who would that be? So I'd done an order through work, but because I'm off ill at the moment, I've had to raid. It didn't turn up yesterday. It was meant to. And the person that's helping me, I don't know. They're not really... The thing is, I logged into my work laptop, and I can see exactly what has happened. Well, no, I can see something that's happened, but they haven't. Well, or if they have, they're just... This is the problem that I have, right? Or one of the problems that I have with it. When I sort of help someone, because obviously I do customer service, so it's always helping someone. I always have a real extensive look into why and when things go wrong. This person certainly hasn't. I can tell you that. Yeah. I've even told, like, I even sort of gave them some hint / suggestion. And they've just completely ignored it. And they must know I'm staff because it's under my work. The order is under my work email. It's not even as if it's my... I mean, having said that, I'd like to have thought that they'd recognise the name, to be honest. I've been there since 23. I had to think about that. Yeah, so we're definitely now in a very good place here with this. Actually, I'm going to use a bandage just to get that last bit of healing back up. Yeah, we're definitely in a really good place now. Now we've got Punisher done. Oh, actually, Suski, could you, if you do know how, could you make a command that like something like Punisher that links to, that will then provide the clip, or sorry, the link for that clip. You know, so if people want to sort of watch it, they don't need to go anywhere or anything. They can just sort of do the command, like ! Punisher or something. Not Punisher or something, just Punisher, obviously. Sorry, I'm thinking that you would be facetious and literal with that. That's me attempting to be funny at 8:59 in the morning when I'm still very tired. That was one reason. That was one reason why I went live like half an hour early today, because I'm just I'm really actually fucking tired as fuck, but I'm up, so I need to sort of do stuff, otherwise I'll fall asleep. There were other stuff that I probably could and should have been doing. But hey, if you can play games, why not play games? That's future bacon problems, that is. I did pick up that other white vest. I don't really need the other white vest. I think I've got 2. I do like the white camo ones, but I think if I get to a point, because I don't think, yeah, they're not really value worth keeping to trade. I'm good for food and drink, actually. I have to do something. Yeah, no, that's fine, Suski. That's fine. That's no worries. It's fine if not. If I remember, I'll do it at the end of stream. Oh, another M4. Oh, it won't. Oh, 74. It's actually not very damaged, are we? Yeah. So we're looking for IFAKs, and I suppose just good loot, so I can do some trading to get more furniture for my bunker shelter. I think the thing I'm most pleased about now having bunker is it's going to be very, very easy, safe and secure. Oh, safe and secure to run to bunker if I need to refresh the trades. What the fuck was that? I heard a noise and I still don't know. I don't know if that was. I've got open back headphones, so some Sennheiser. Oh, that's a point. I didn't put them under my peripherals, did I? And I can hear. I left my lounge window open last night, so it's still open now, and I'm convinced there's some sound outside here. I don't need that really. I've got loads. Although actually the value of that is high. Nah, it's fine. It'll be there should I need it. It will still be there at the when I sort of come back round after this loop. Yeah, so we got Punisher yesterday after, I did work it out, 61 days, because obviously the first 4 days he doesn't spawn. And it was a chef's kiss of a Kobe grenade. I couldn't see where he was at the time I threw the grenade. I sort of threw it over something, peeked back out, and him and his 2 cronies were dead. I was a bit confused though, because the van, or the police van, stops. They get out. I then sort of duck behind cover. I hear the police van sort of sirens go off, and it start driving away. And I thought they'd got back in the police van and fucked off. So I was really worried that it was like they teasing me. I didn't know that they get out and it just drives off. So yeah, it was. It did kind of feel a bit anticlimactic because I did it so easily with the grenade, but it's just very nice for it to finally been done, and I definitely have learned a lot through this playthrough that when I do start a Winter Iron Man, I can take that information with me, obviously, and as soon as Punisher can spawn, I'm going to do everything I can to fight him then and there, sort of thing. Because on the first day he can spawn, he has a 5% chance of spawning. After day 9, after day 9, it goes down to about 1.5%. So it just becomes ridiculously harder. And Suski, my wonderful mod Suski, actually posted some videos for me in Discord where they'd seen, or she'd seen, sort of from other streamers that had killed him. And there was quite a lot of clips, and I deliberately made a note, sort of a mental note, and every single one of them that opened their inventory sort of after killing him was around day 5 or day 6, when it is a really high percentage chance of him spawning. And I'm pretty sure that I did have him spawn on day 5 with lights and sirens on. But I didn't sort of run after him because I didn't realise that's how you had to get him to get out. I just sort of started shooting at his police van, which I thought would sort of make him stop and get out. So yeah, I think when I start said Iron Man run, what I need to do is make sure for those first 4 days I proper gear up with some things. Ideally, it would be nice to have a grenade or 2. So when it does get day 5, if I am then fighting him, hopefully I could have a chest plate and some armour, and a helmet. Even if they're sort of lower level ones, it would add a bit of protection, obviously, to fight him, to get the bunker key really early on, because I think that would be a game changer, to be able to have the bunker key really early on, in terms of cycling or refreshing the loot from the gunsmith. Because obviously I've had to sort of run halfway across Outpost to the 10 and back again to refresh it, which, granted, it takes a couple of minutes, but you can do it in seconds when you've got bunker. So yeah, it'll just be a lot nicer. And of course, where bunker is just located, it's situated, sort of a lot closer to apartments, where you want to go for your higher end loot. We'll take a Polaris because that's worth more, isn't it? Yeah. And the Nava are worth more, and there's 2 of the white. Oh, and there's 2 of those, so we'll take them. There we go. So it's all about maximising when you are looting. And I hope I'm not teaching. What was it? What's the full phrase? Something like teaching a nun to suck eggs or something. That's probably completely wrong. I know it's like teaching someone to suck eggs, but it's probably not a nun. Yeah, where when you're looting, it's very much about value per square. And I set my minimum of anything I want to loot that I'm going to sell has to be a minimum of €150. Not sponsored, but Pepsi Max Cherry is hydrating the stream today. So yeah, Pepsi Max, or Pepsi, if you're watching this and want to sponsor me for Pepsi Max Cherry, you know where I am. I'm in apartments. Yeah, so sort of things like this that are larger, it's 75. So obviously you half the 75, and that is the value per square. Again, not teaching anyone to suck eggs. And that's my minimum that I've set is 150, because the alarm clocks are worth 150, and they're very common. So, and that's something I didn't sort of really do at the start. And to be fair, having watched sort of other people's streams and things, sometimes sort of people pick up a fairly fancy gun and be like, ooh, but then when you break down the price, the value per square, it's not actually really worth it. You're better off picking up a lot of the what are they called? A lot of the, I don't know where he is. Fuck. I haven't got a, oh, there he is. I haven't got a magnified scope. There we go. Wonderful. Oh, there's some, oh, fuck. Yeah, you're much better off picking up lots of the alarm clocks at 150 than, say, a rig. You look at that and go, ooh, it's 380. That's a good price. Well, it's not when you break it down. So, yeah, and I have to say, that's not really something that I have actually seen a lot of people talk about. Shit, I need a new helmet. A lot of people talk about when it comes to looting and things. You know, and certainly for new players, that might be something that's potentially overlooked. It does then sort of take a bit longer to loot, but it's about maximising what you can get, and certainly early game when the traders have high prices because of their tax. It's definitely something. Oh, I think for the command to add it, I think it's add rather than edit. But like I say, it's been a long time. I used to have commands and stuff, but it's been a long time. I do want one where it will... I'll add this. This is something I can do later, actually. It will sort of every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. It will sort of just post one for the Discord. There you go. Perfect. Thank you. Just I'd very much like some more people to join the Discord. I realise obviously it's going to take a while to get off the ground with that properly, but yeah. Awesome, wonderful. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Take that. I'm not too worried about emptying the mag for the other ammo. Something I've often overlooked is the ammo, picking ammo up, because it can stack to 300 rounds per stack. I think it's the 223 ammo, a stack of 300 for that is something like 3,000, which is crazy. Like 3,000 for one square is ridiculous, and I think I've nearly got like 7-8 stacks of 223 ammo. So I've got more than I'll ever need, really. But I suppose at least if I've got ammo, I don't need to be so frivolous. Don't know if that's the right word. It's still very early, and I'm trying to sound more intelligent than I potentially am, or I am. So holding my mouse really weirdly. Yeah. So. Yeah, sad Finn's gone. Definitely weird waking up this morning and not having him here. To sort of go for a walk this morning or anything, or sort of give him some cuddles. I have added a couple of sort of filters, and not filters, but like compression to the microphone. So essentially what it should do, and I'm going to test this. I have tested it a couple of times and it worked. If I speak really loudly, it should like compress the sound down so it doesn't, you can tell I'm louder there, but it doesn't sort of peak it into the red. So if I do play Battlefield or War Dogs or anything, I suppose, and I sort of jump scare or shout or something, it it shouldn't make it peak into the red. But yes, I suppose as well, though, that goes back to just now having a much better microphone. If you speak loudly or scream or anything, it doesn't scare the shit out of me. Yeah. Exactly. And I know. Oh, so there's someone from probably 10, 11 years ago, from when I used to stream Battlefield 4. So I used to stream Battlefield 4 for about 12 hours a day. Not every day. I used to work, but because I just started out at my job, I only had like a 4-hour contract. I tended to do sort of 12 hours a week. It was I never did just 4 hours. It tended to sort of be three days a week, 4-hour shifts to start with, to sort of cover lunch breaks and things in a shop. So the other days and around that, I'd stream a lot. And there was a guy who, and I'm not going to give him his name because he doesn't deserve it. He's an absolute twat. Who used to, and it wasn't just me he did it to, he would go round and stream snipe people in Battlefield. He would, because there was sort of no way to hide your name or anything, it was very easy to find out what server people were in. So he would just go around stream sniping and just being a complete twat. And he'd upload the videos to YouTube and stuff. And I didn't realise for a very, very long time that he did that with one of mine. Well, I got it copyright struck just because basically it was my stream that he uploaded. He then edited it to try to remove a lot of my stream, and this was a couple of years ago. But he's also edited the audio a bit, and when I say edited, I think he's AI'd it a bit. And it wouldn't surprise me knowing him, quite frankly. But I do get, for fuck's sake, rather shouty in it, and I have listened to it back and stuff, and yeah, it's not some of my proudest moments, but I mean, you know, it was 10 years ago or so. I do still get pissed off at people in Battlefield. It's such an easy game to play, and like I've said before, the other guy or one of the other guys who streams it like every day these days, Enders, he reminds me very much of me from 10 years ago in how he gets sort of pissed off at the morons that play it. And it is such a simple game, and it holds your hand so much that I don't understand. It's like, I'm going to go on it. Okay, so we are at 9:18 in the morning, and we are I should have a little jingle for this. And this is something I should make a note of, to make a little jingle, because I think it would be quite funny, actually. But we are at rant time. So I'm going to have a little rant about some people, not anyone particular, but a certain sort of type of player in a game. So don't get me wrong, right? I realise that first-person shooters, and certainly sort of mil-simmy type of games, so Arma, War Dogs, definitely requires some snipers or some kind of recon. And I suppose War Dogs maybe more so, because you actually do build up the bases. Oh my god, I have a chatter on YouTube. Sorry, I don't often get people on my YouTube streams. Hello, Brownie Edit. Hello, welcome to the stream. You are one of the very few people on my YouTubes for the streams. I think because my YouTube channel is so old, and the upload schedule on it and stuff has been so bad, YouTube have just completely killed the algorithm on my channel. I have made some new channels, and I have contemplated using them. But no, thank you very much for stopping by on my YouTubes. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastically well today. I don't need an SOS. I've got loads of those. Yeah, so I am curious how you did come to find said stream on YouTube. Or you know, how you're sort of stopping by here, just so I'm sort of aware of whether YouTube have started going, oh, actually, he streams daily on his YouTube now. You know, it's still alive, kind of thing. So yes. Anyway, going back to the rant again. So yeah, recon snipers, they certainly are useful. You know, when certainly, like I say, in War Dogs, when you've got bases that you have got sort of important things in there, you'll want people on sort of an Overwatch almost to watch over it, to see what's going on there and stuff. So I certainly understand that, but I just think there are too many in singular games of people playing like that. A perfect example of a game that limits it is Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. You can only have, so that's a 32v32, so 64 player servers, and you can only have 2 snipers per team. And I love that, because it's not too many. And it's that game plays very much how Battlefield does. So in terms of you've got a team attacking a point and a team defending a point. I think they're only 150. Yeah, we're not so worried then. Whereas with War Dogs, it was just there was so many, and I mean, granted, that's 33 a team, because obviously it's 100 per server. It doesn't make sense. It's 100 per server, but it's 3 teams. Yeah, you can't do that, can you? That bugs me. I very much wish that it would limit it to maybe 3, 4 a team. Just because you need people to build in your base. You need people to sort of attack the hot zone for the double points. And I just don't think in games like that you need like 7, 8, 9 snipers, Because ultimately, and this will ruffle feathers and people can clip it and ship it and post it places, I don't care. Ultimately, if you're playing as a sniper and a recon and you're sitting in a bush doing jack fucking shit to help your team play the objectives, you're actually playing scared. You don't understand how to play the game. And I say that as someone who used to be like that. Back in Battlefield 3, when it sort of first came out and I was playing with my old clan, we were playing a map and I was sitting there and I had a sniper rifle and I'm like, yeah, I'm a badass. I'm sitting in a bush doing jack fucking shit to help my team, but I'm spotting people and occasionally getting one kill every 5 minutes. And one of the guys who was playing with us turns around to me and goes, Bacon, we're losing. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're not helping the team. You're not trying to capture objectives. You know, you're not supporting your squad mates. And I stopped and I thought about it and I went, do you know what? He's fucking right. He's absolutely 100% right. And from that point on, I barely will touch snipers. Barely. Sometimes I do in Battlefield 6 when there's what's it called? Assignments or something to unlock things and you have to get sniper kills. But I still try to play as sort of far forward as I can, without obviously being on the front line, because certainly in Battlefield 6, with a sniper, my aim isn't good enough with snipers that I can sort of close combat with a sniper rifle and sort of get all these headshots for one-shot kills. But yeah, I just think games need to do more to limit it, because ultimately, at the end of the day, if you want to play as a sniper, you're playing scared, go play a single player game that is designed for you to play as a sniper, such as Sniper Elite. Go play that game if you want to play as a sniper. You know, if you're playing a multiplayer game, if you're sitting in a bush not really helping your team, you're a waste of a spot in a server. Or they should make just sniper servers, so everyone can sit in a server sniping and no one will play the objective together. You know, and that's my rant, and that's my take on it. And like I said, people are welcome to clip it, ship it, and fucking try and put me on call for it. But I've tweeted and replied to the War Dogs devs quite a few times, and sort of said, because people have gone like, oh, remove snipers, and I'm like, no. I get the point of having a few in the game, but those few need to do more. Rather than number of times when I've sort of been, when I was playing the War Dogs beta and I'm sort of running from the forward operating base from the fob to the player circle, and just in the middle of nowhere, and I'm just then shot. Why? You're not doing anything in the middle of nowhere. You're not shooting people that are at the fobs, and you're not shooting people that are at the point. Both of those are useful kills, you know, or useful places to be. Because ultimately, if you kill someone in the fob and someone goes to revive them, you can then kill that person that's trying to revive that person. Or the same goes for when they're on the point. Whereas if it's in the middle of nowhere, you're not helping your team, and alright, it is a kill, but it's not, it doesn't stack to be as useful as it could be. I think fundamentally the problem is that when people play games, they're morons and they don't think in terms of what I'm doing, why I'm doing this. It's just a case of, I'm playing scared, so I'm going to sit in a bush in the middle of nowhere. I think I'm doing something. Well, news for you, mate. You're not. And in Battlefield, like, if you're losing an objective, you know, you want to be going there to help defend it. Or if your team's starting to push a point, you want to be going there to start to attack it. A good example of this is there's a map in Battlefield 6 called Hagental Base, where parts of it are very much narrow corridors where there's loads of grenade spam. But equally on the map, there's a huge wide tunnel that people hardly ever use. People would rather stand in a narrow corridor on an ammo box, just constantly spam throwing grenades, rather than trying to push up this huge empty tunnel where no one's defending it. I just don't see the point in that. I would much rather be trying to push up these wider tunnels and having gunfights in there with people, where, you know, you can then push up and get behind the enemy and make a difference, rather than just sitting there spamming grenades constantly. Yes, I just don't see the enjoyment in standing there spamming grenades. Am I the simple-minded one in not seeing the enjoyment in that? Or are they the simple-minded ones for standing there constantly spamming the grenades? Which way does that go? He wanted to spam grenades, and then he took an arrow to the knee. Well, actually, he took 3 rounds to the knee, but, you know, here we are. Yeah, and yeah, it is. People just do play scared, and whether it's people, and they're obviously not everyone, certainly. Whether it's I should probably feed cat soon. Whether it's people, I suppose, you know, if someone's learning a game, that's obviously that's different. Did I see a fire? No, I thought it was a crashed heli. You know, if people are learning a game, it's potentially, you know, it's different. You've got that learning curve you need to get over, but sitting there with a sniper rifle in a bush doing nothing ain't gonna help you learn the game, really. But it's, you like to shoot. Well, when they're coming downstairs, I do like to shoot enemies in the knee, you're right. But when they are coming downstairs, it's a lot easier to do that than wait for them to get down to sort of shoot them torso. And plus, because they're military guys, they have armor on the torso, whereas they don't on the legs. So, granted, right, it might take a few more bullets, but I just feel it's quicker and safer to shoot them in the knees, you know. Yeah, it just I just think people doubt their abilities, I think, a lot as well in certain games, which is why they play scared, because sometimes people might not think they are actually as good as they are. Also, I really want to know, I'm going to just have another hydration break. I want to know, when it says do not disturb, what do you do if you pick it up? Lol. I pissed someone off with my takes there, because I've lost a follower this morning. So yes, this stream isn't sponsored by Pepsi Max Cherry, but it is hydrated by Pepsi Max Cherry. Someone someone didn't like my hot take on how people play games. at the end of the day, you know, if someone's gone out and spent 40, 50 quid on a game that they want to play how they want to play, that's fair enough. But, you know, surely when you're playing a team game and you've spent a lot of money on the game and on a PC that's going to be capable of playing said game, surely you want to get as much enjoyment out of it as possible. And that enjoyment ain't going to be from sitting in a bush doing nothing. Oh man, I'd love to know who unfollowed me this morning for my hot take. They could have at least tried to call me out. They could have at least tried to call me out. That's funny. But like I say, I've been that player. So this isn't me just sitting on a high horse going, I've not been that player. I have been that player. So I do understand that mindset. And I suppose it's not trying to call people out for playing like that. It's to try and get people to realise that they're better than that, and they're so much more than that, and they can contribute so much more than that. That's ultimately, that's what it boils down to. It's trying to get, I suppose maybe I've done it the wrong way, but you know, it's to try and get that realization that, yeah, you can do more. Be all you can be. I think that's the phrase, isn't it? But, you know, rather than unfollow me, just tell me to go fuck myself and at least have a conversation about it. Oi. Have I got any more? A lot. I've got another alarm clock. Right. Okay. So I think we're nearly about halfway through. Do you remember yesterday there was a bot or something in the chat? You asked me to remove it, but I don't see it, even though I'm a moderator. Oh no. So it wasn't. Well, I don't think it was a bot. It came up at the top of like the sort of their chat window, and it said to me likely ban evader. It was weird because it didn't actually post it. Sort of Twitch held it back. It wasn't sort of auto. It wasn't Nightbot or anything or auto modded. It was sort of Twitch that held it back. But I had to refresh my chat, and all the whole rest of chat showed up apart from that message. So I think it just Twitch just held it back. They didn't post it at all. It was just like they want to post this here, but we're not going to allow them. Because I did look under the auto mod stuff and everything and the ban things, and it didn't show up there for me either. So yeah, I think Twitch just went, yeah, that person's just an absolute tool, not a real person. Oh, batteries ran out. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that one too much. I suppose what I need to do is do what Recluse did for that bot or the AI View website, but for Discord. So to do it as a word, to do it with spaces between it, to do it with the punctuation between it. But there's a lot of variables that it could be. So it's going to be a lot of banned words. And to be fair, I don't actually want to ban the word Discord if someone just types it out normally. Which is funny because that's something those bots don't actually ever do. Which is weird because I don't know why anyone would ban the word Discord in a stream. Unless, you know, people are sort of trying to promote another person's Discord, but yeah, just that just feels a weird word that they're they're trying to circumnavigate. But yeah, thankfully, I think I'm still of a shitty small enough channel that I haven't been follow bombed from AI. So there's a couple of streamers that I watch, and one of them, she's actually had a proper stalker in real life. Having said that, another story for afterwards. I've had a stalker before. That was quite funny. I realise it's not always funny. This situation was. Right, I've done the full loop. Do I want to pick up the weapon repair kit? No. Yes, actually, I'm going to. I'm going to drop the plate carrier, the rig. Yeah. So she had a stalker, and her stream sort of kept getting followed by like hundreds, thousands of people sort of at once. And then when it was offline, the chat would get spammed with stuff to try and get her banned. So thankfully, being a partner, she's got sort of an actual Twitch reps and stuff that she can reach out to. Isn't it like a partner manager? So after every stream, she just puts her chat on emote only mode, which thankfully has helped with that one. But yeah, there are some weird malicious people out there. I suppose it goes back to the person that used to stream snipe me and tried to insult me with this video that they made. I suppose I should feel quite privileged that someone wasted their time enough to do that. But it's comical because it's had like 20 views, and I'm convinced half of them actually are from me, when I've sort of tried to actually find things in the video, or when I was sort of using it to do the copyright strike against the video, because it was basically just my stream. In the Discord as well, where I've got the pictures of my setup and then my tower. So that was taken on my phone. My phone's really crap. I have got a little compact camera, but I can't find the charger for it. So I've had to order a new one, annoyingly. So that's coming today. So I'll get some new pictures of my my setup. Whilst my cameras are compact, when I got it, it was a really, really good compact. So it does pictures in RAW format. So I'll be able to pop it into Lightroom and actually sort of light balance it and stuff and things and everything. So yeah, but I would like to sort of, I suppose, in the panels just put a couple of pictures maybe of my setup just to flex on my 4 monitors, which. I don't need. I know I don't need 4 monitors, but when I've only bought, well, technically I bought 2, but only one of those was at retail price. The others were, so one was when I got my old PC. It was a monitor from there. One's a work one. The fourth one, so top middle, I got at a heavily discounted price through work as an X display that had actually never been on display. So the main one I actually only... No, I tell a lie. I didn't pay full retail on it. I had some vouchers from work that I won, so I used them to reduce the price of it as well. And it was on Amazon, like on Prime Day or Black Friday or something. I think it was Black Friday. So it wasn't even retail price for that. So all 4 of my monitors I've either paid nothing for or got at a discounted rate. So I would like to have actually get a better first monitor, because this is only a 180 hertz one. I would like to get either a 240 or 360 now. I don't need to. But I suppose now knowing what I can get frame rate wise from my PC, probably could make use of it. But like I say, I don't really need to at the moment. Yeah, so it's you know, I still find it weird how I'm talking like completely one thing and then I can just completely tangent into something else so quick. I quite like that I can do that. Sorry, one of my windows has just died. I need to pop out that, pop that there, and do that. There we go. Right, we can close that tab again. Right, there we go. Perfect. Right, apologies for that. I still haven't found... Well, I hope I haven't found another helmet that I've sort of overlooked. I do... I mean, like I say, I've got loads back at my base, back at my settlement, but it would have been nice to have had some more. Yeah, so... Yeah, we've got Punisher, thankfully. Just IFACT. Oh, actually, on the wiki, it will show where it will spawn. I think a lot of it is... So, I know, Suski, we were talking about yesterday where Punisher can spawn and, like, the percentage rates and everything. I think a lot of that definitely does come down less maybe to the percentage and more on the RNG of it. Do I? Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my shelter to drop this loot off. So I've got it there to trade with the gunsmith. I was contemplating or debating whether just to leave and come back in or to take the loot back, but I want to take the loot back so I'm empty, so I've got loads of space. I think I probably could leave Cat as well, as long as I feed Lafloof so they're full before I leave. The fact that I can leave them at bunker, I haven't got too far to go. So I think they'd probably be alright. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so, sorry, so I've got the new charger cable coming for the camera, so I'll do some pictures of it, of the setup. So even this desk, in fact, this desk work gave, well, I say gave to me, I think it's probably a lent to me. It's a standing desk. I love it. I love it. I wouldn't be without a standing desk. I haven't used it standing up for gaming much. It tends to be sort of when I was at work, I would use it as a standing desk more. Or when I'm at work, I use it as a standing desk more. Because when I'm chatting on phones or calls and things, on like Teams, I like walking about. When obviously I don't need to be right in front of the monitor for all the time. Yeah. Okay, so that is everything looted here. So yes, we'll run back. We haven't got far to go, thankfully. We'll run back to apartments. We're at apartments, sorry. Bunker, outpost. We'll run back there. We'll drop off the stuff that I want to keep as trade. We will have a look at Gunsmith to see what he's got first, just to see if there is anything I can buy. And then... Oh, what's that? Oh, that's my VPN. I probably should pay for that for a year outright, actually. That would probably be a lot... Well, it would be cheaper. I've had a VPN since 2012, 21, end of 21, 22. No, start of 22. And I pay for it monthly, and it is more to pay for it monthly. I suppose when I first got it, I didn't know if I was going to keep it all the time. But then, of course, when the UK brought in that you can't access something, because some sites I go on, they had to, Imager, for example, that's banned in the UK, and yet that doesn't allow adult content. And that's actually, that was blocked not because of the Online Safety Act or whatever they try to spin it as for the UK. That was, they decided to self-ban because the way that they kept data from people who were under 16 that visited the site. I think it was under 16, it might have been under 18. So they just went, yeah, we'll just block the UK just in general. So it's very, very annoying, like when I'm on somewhere and people have posted a picture to Imager, it's like, oh, fuck's sake. I just changed, obviously, my VPN to another country, and it works. Yeah, it's just frustration for shit like that, and it's just like I stream behind my VPN as well. I can because I've got a good enough connection and everything. But yeah, I suppose in this day and age, it's just nice to have one in general. So yeah. I suppose I am proud of my setup, and I feel very privileged, the fact that I'm in a position to have such a nice setup. And I try not to want to be materialistic. I am horribly, and I hate the fact that I am, and I wish I could change that I wasn't. But I try, like, there are many keyboards and I'd love to sort of build my own keyboard and stuff, but I don't need to. I've got a perfectly functioning keyboard, and it's a very nice keyboard. My daughter and I have the same one. So I bought this because a friend had it, and I was like, I really like that keyboard. My daughter tried it and went, I really like that keyboard. So when she got her PC, I bought the same keyboard, different colour. Hers is like a matcha green, whereas mine's pink. Well, mine's pink and blue. So yeah, so we've actually swapped escape keys. So I've got a green matcha escape key, and she's got a pink one, which I think was kind of cute when she suggested it. Oh, that's a point. On Friday, I've got her Christmas present turning up. She knows what it is. She wants a Switch 2. And I didn't want to have to buy it yet, really, but the prices go up in the UK on the 1st of September. So I thought I want to get it all ordered now before the price goes up for it. She's not getting it until her birthday in December, of course, but it just means she's going to be 18. And I wanted to get her something really sort of nice for her 18th. But she's got a decent computer. She has had it a couple of years, but she doesn't use it that much. She doesn't really game that much. She's more interested in college work. And it's more than enough for her college work and stuff. She's got a car. She's learning to drive. She's got her test next month. I think she's got an iPhone 17. Oh, I love that. Hippie hop. She's got, I think it's an iPhone 17. Her mum does all that. We used to play Minecraft a lot together. But she plays it a bit with her friends still. I'm not going to be able to carry all them. No, I can wear one. I can drop the one I've got. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, I will. But that's fine. I will be able to take them all. Yeah, there isn't sort of anything else that sort of interests her in terms of gaming. Like I say, thankfully, she's much more interested in sort of dealing with college and sort of getting through college and stuff. She used to play, and she actually, I think she played it when she had her Xbox One. Apex quite a bit, which surprised me. I didn't think that was her type of game whatsoever. Like, she'd sort of never mentioned to me that was her type of game or anything, because I love Titanfall, which obviously is the same universe. But I think Titanfall's better because you've got the wall running and stuff, whereas you don't in Apex. And the Titans, of course. Right, now to find, because I don't know where the hell anything is in all terms of order. Oh my god. Oh, we're getting there. So, is there anything? I don't think that we have really played anything else. What one's that? That's the camo one. We've got one of those, so we'll get rid of it. Yeah, I think it was just Minecraft, but like I say, once she sort of started doing her GCSEs and everything, her school exams here, that sort of took over priority, which I like. I like the fact that she was very focused on getting that done over sitting playing games. I wasn't. I sat and played games, which is one reason why I did shit. My own fault. I hold my hands up to that. You know, no one else to blame apart from me for that. No, I'll keep one. I'll keep one and sell one, I think. What else? Yeah, I don't think there is anything else. I mean, having said that, there are some games like Plate Up. I have that, and I imagine she probably would enjoy playing that. But again, like, fuck's sake, I hate how it won't stack the two there. I'm much more keen. Wow. Being called out by a mod. Wow. That's savage. Well, to be fair though, I don't know, like, how often I was going to die or how often I would need things potentially, and I'm being safe, you know. So you know, I'd rather have too much than not enough, I suppose. But no, actually, what do they go if there's 0? 3. Oh, I think they still go same price, I suppose, because you can stick batteries in them. That's cool. Right. Yeah, we're going to go back to apartments again, but I'm actually going to leave Le Floof. We'll feed Le Floof, so they'll be on 100. Oh, but we'll leave because I don't think I actually will need to worry. I think there'll be enough. No, like when I do a hardcore run or a Iron Man run, I certainly won't have as much as this. I won't need as much as this, obviously, because if I die, it's done. But here, obviously, I can, and I have had 4 deaths, you know, so it is nice to have this gear. And I suppose by having so much gear, I'm not so worried about losing gear, you know, dying somewhere and losing the gear, because I know I can just gear up again. I think we changed gun, though. I think we're going to change our firearm just to mix things up a bit. Why not? We'll clear the chamber. Stick the M4 back there. Oh, actually, we could do just top up on our 223 ammo. I do actually like the KM18. I think it's a nice. When you got it there, I think it's a nice. It's a nice gun. I'm very much looking forward, actually, to seeing what guns they're going to add. Yeah, I am going to sell one of the VSSs because I do have one there, and bear with me, people, bear with me. One there. Oh, I've got two. I thought I had more than two. Oh, no, okay. Oh, three. All right, we'll sell that one as well. We'll have two. Did you time how long it takes to leave bunker, go to apartment buildings, come back to bunker? I haven't actually, to be fair. I know it can take about an hour to do. It depends how meticulous I am in terms of looting at bunker, but it can take sort of about an hour. Which I believe you do only have to feed Lafloof once a day, which, you know, if that is correct, then an hour is more than enough. I want some more batteries for my Polaris. Yeah, so I hope everyone is doing well today. Just to recap to those that are sort of, oh no, that's wrong, that are either sort of just coming in or passing through. I have killed, finally, I've killed Punisher after 61 in-game days. So we're now down to just one task that we are trying to complete, which is, if it loads, there we go, which is just to get these IFAKs, which are, whilst they're medical. No, I don't need. Although he has got some 308. I do want 308 ammo. Yeah, we can do that. That's fine. I've got loads. I've got loads in food and drink. So yes. So those passing through. I'm basically now just doing apartment runs to try and get the IFAKs, and I'm trying to get sort of loot like this that I can sell just for furniture, so that I can sort of decorate this nicely, and sort of just arrange everything to be a sort of a nicer looking shelter. So yes, so we're now going back to apartments to check everything out. If you did wish to see my kill from Punisher yesterday, which was a self-proclaimed chef's kiss of a grenade, you can either do the command !Punisher or just check out the clip on my channel to see it. And like I say, it was a bit of a chef's kiss. Yeah, so I'm pleased that was finally done. And it sort of now feels like I am at a point where I'm wrapping up this playthrough. Do I recall one game is yes, yeah. So one in-game day. I think it's about 2.5 hours IRL. From what I've read, yeah. So yeah, Lafloof should be fine. Yeah, and plus the fact, obviously, from being at shelter, we don't need to go so far. I really need to find somewhere else to mount my camera, because if I knock my monitor, earthquake. I'm looking at the screen. Earthquake. I'm trying to be funny. Interestingly, the black balance, I haven't touched the balance. Oh, no, it did go there. It seems to be slightly better. No, my headset's still disappearing. I don't know what to do in terms of for the lighting of it. I suppose maybe if I put the ring light at an angle, that might be a bit better. I need to get, what is it? Is it foundation that stops your skin from being so shiny? Because I'm getting the good old male baldness. I still do have some hair there, to be fair, but I sort of keep it short because it is going. Lost train of thought. Can't remember. Oh well. Oh shit! I forgot to put something in the fridge. Hold on. Bugger. Sorry. Right, I'm back. Apologies for that. I forgot to put something back in the fridge that I took out earlier. That'll do. Right. Okay, so yeah, so we're going back to apartments for well, I suppose yes, I am looking for something in particular. Obviously, I'm looking for the IFAX, but apart from that, it's whatever's there, I guess. I don't think they. Sorry, I was just sort of thinking. I don't think I've seen anywhere where it says they spawn in. Oh no, I know where I can check it. Apologies. Where are they? IFAX. So they have. Yeah. So the chance of. Yeah. So for the IFAX, they have a 1.8% chance of spawning in the special crates and a 0.04 of spawning in the crate militaries, and then they have a less than 0.04% chance of spawning on the ground. But apartments has 118 of those where it could spawn, whereas the next one is terminal that only has 28. So yes, apartments is by far the best place to go to try and get them to spawn IFAX. What does anyone know what IFAX are called in real? Because I know obviously everything sort of, or most things, their name is changed in this. And I'm curious what they are sort of called in real life, if they're not called IFAX. Or if they are, what the abbreviation stands for. Joe, I've nearly 100 hours in this game, and I've never thought of that before myself. The only thing I know that is, fuck. Oh, really? There you go. Oh, so the car 21 is officially licensed. And I believe, I think it was you that mentioned it, Suski, that some of the clothing sort of brands, or the backpacks, I think it was, they're sort of actually licensed. Which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool that there are some companies out there that have supported, you know, a small indie game, you know, when it's one dev. And I read somewhere, I can't remember where, I was sort of scrolling back through information from when the game had first come out, and it said that the game has been, sort of in terms of development cost, certainly for the moment, completely covered, which I think is brilliant. The fact that there has been so much support for it, it sort of, it is allowing the dev to, you know, to carry on with it. It's not sort of a case of kind of running out of money, don't know what I'm going to do. So yeah, I'm definitely, and that, you know, from buying it early, I'd like to think, you know, granted it's not much money, but that I have supported. Google tells individual first aid. Okay, that makes sense. So AFAC, because the difference between an IFAC and an AFAC is the AFAC will it'll heal everything, like all the under me here, all of these ailments. It will sort of deal with all and any of those, whereas the IFAC doesn't. So is that an advanced first aid kit, maybe? That would make sense. I mean, obviously, I think in real life, I don't think it would potentially differ. Oh, it is advanced. Oh, wow. Look at me go. Oh, some more. Okay. Another level 5 plate. Holy shit. They seem to be fucking coming all the time now. Damn. I think that's 3 level 5s I've got. Nah, we'll stick with the 4. The 4's fine. I don't think there actually is anything that I know of that has a higher pen level than level 4 anyway. I suppose the only thing potentially that might would be the sniper, the Dragunov, or DMR. Yeah. Still don't want them, though. I still want IFACs. I still want an MP7. Still annoys me that I haven't found the... Oh, sorry, the PM7. The Prime Minister 7. Yeah, it still annoys me that I haven't found... It's healing. I haven't found one of them. Oh, I need to remember as well. Cat. What did it... So 14. Okay, so I can leave it quite a while before I need to go back for Le Floof. Okay, that's fine. That's good to know. I probably should feed. I suppose I did go feed and then go back to get the battery, didn't I? Which obviously will take a little bit. 2, maybe 3 off Le Floof. Oh, what's that? Oh, I thought there was something on the tray, a magazine, as well as the candle. So IFAC, MP7. Yeah, I think I've got all the other weapons. I don't think... let's just have a quick... I realise I should put a browser on this so you can see it as well. I will do that at some point. So M4, M7, okay, 5, 6, 2, 21. It's the Remington 870 SVD Mosin. Oh, I suppose there is a car in front of me with the... Oh, wow. Do you reckon it's Mr. Devman? Do you reckon it's... That would be cool. Just like pull him over and be like, are you, I forget his name, so apologies. But just be like, are you Mr. Devman? Yeah, so I have seen every weapon apart from the KP31, apart from the MP7. I don't have every weapon. I am missing the KP31 from my own personal collection. I've had one because I've handed the task in. Well, technically I've had two because I had one and died with it. But the MP7, and there are some of the pistols and things I don't have, which, again, they're going to be common that if I am actually going to want to have one of every weapon, there you go, I haven't got one of these. I tell you what, let's pick one up for now, just so I've got one for the collection. I can always drop it, obviously, if I find better loot, because, like I say, they're common. See, they even say they're common. But yeah, I mean, sort of apart from that, there's a lot like the the KAM. I don't have one, but again, they're common. The AK-74U, again, common. I don't have one. They're easy to get. Ooh. I've only got one 416 because I died and lost the other one, so I think I will grab a second one. Just so I've got one. Oh my good God, come on. There we go. Not too worried about. I don't particularly, with how much sight sway there is, I'm not a massive fan of ACOGs. I like the, don't get me wrong, I like the fact that there's the sway, of course. You know, it makes things harder and sort of more authentic. So yeah, I like the fact that it's there. We'll have a juice. Okay, so Le Flou's still on 82, so come on, we've still got loads of time. And like I say, if there is something else that I end up finding, I can always drop either the pistol or the 416. I'll drop the pistol first, ideally. Actually, what pen level is it? Oh, it's pen level 4. Yeah, see, this is only a pen level 3. They do the same damage. They've got the same rounds. But that does a pen level 4 and that only does a 3. Maybe if I find a weapon repair kit, I'll repair it and swap them out. Like I say, though, I've got so many repair kits back at home that I think I will, when I'm sort of organising everything, I'll just go through and repair all the weapons. So everything's at sort of at 100. Maybe unless it's a sort of, if it's close to or under 50%, I will, definitely. Because that's when they start jamming. But maybe sort of 87 and 75. Okay. I don't really need to. Jeez, he's got good eyesight. No, I just have bad eyesight. I think that's probably more accurate. I tell you what, I think, and I don't actually suffer from, it's an AFAC. I don't actually suffer from motion sickness. But I definitely feel like how quickly I go round and stuff. I feel like I do, like, and spin around and stuff. Is I kind of feel like it sometimes does give me the feeling of motion sickness. like I say, I don't get. I've played VR for many, many hours at once. So 11 years ago, I went to Eurogamer, where they had. I'm not even going to respond to that. Wow. Savage. Savage. I mean, you're not wrong, I think, but although having said that, my daughter suffers from it, and she's not as old as me, so my mother does as well. Obviously, she's older than me. Yeah, I went to Eurogamer 11 years ago in the UK, and they had Minecraft in VR. And I tell you what, that still sticks with me. I think if that was if they released it properly in VR, I probably would have bought a VR headset by now. It was so cool. But not in the past. Oh, that sucks. I don't know. I'm trying to now think if it is. No, I don't feel. I like now I've stopped like this. I do feel okay. I think it's sort of just in the moment. But yeah, I mean, I'm certainly not too far off that age. Oh yeah, we'll sell that for a one slot. That's a. I suppose I don't actually have one of them that I suppose I should add to the collection then if we're trying to get every weapon, every firearm. I just want the MP7. I just want the MP7. Oh, and the IFAKs, of course. IFAK, AFAK. That's not what I was going to say at all, actually, but I was going to say, I'm being crass again, IFAK, UFAK, we all fack. Oh dear. What am I like? So pardon me, sorry, that was very rude of me there to yawn and not cover my mouth. That happened without me realising. Apologies. Yeah, so I have got to go out this afternoon. I've got a few things I do need to do. So stream. No, I'm just thinking it should still be 7 p.m. for 7 p.m. my time for stream. British summertime for stream. So Finland is what 2 hours ahead, so that's 9 o'clock. Yeah, I'll have sort of everything done. Yeah, I haven't actually sort of been to the shops in a few weeks. Into town in a few weeks because I had Finn. So apparently he was missing me yesterday evening. I don't really know how my daughter managed to sort of work that one out. But yeah, him and so Finn and the dog he lives with, the black pug Luna, they sort of played for a bit when they were reunited because they haven't seen each other for a couple of weeks. And then later on in the evening, Finn just he just got annoyed with her and with my daughter, as he does a lot. Oh no! I think they left Dinosaur Jumper here. Dino. Oh no. He loves that little dinosaur jumper. And now it's cool. I mean, he's got loads more at home, obviously. But it's such a cute little jumper on him. And it's so funny. If he wants to keep it on, if you try and take it off him, he'll sort of, in the way of a 12-year-old dog with barely no teeth, he'll try and growl at you and be like, "Arr, arr." I very much will listen to that and stop. He wouldn't attack, no chance. But like Bryony, my daughter, she'll just ignore him and still like take it off him. Poor guy. Oh no. I hope they haven't. I mean, it doesn't. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. He's got more at home, but I suppose I can give it a wash and give it back to him when I see them next. He hates showers and things as well. Thankfully, he didn't have to have one this time. Last time when he was here, he found some fox poop and rolled in it, so we actually had to go out and get some because my ex was like, "Oh, it's fine. You can just use normal shampoo." I'm not doing that. That's really not good for their skin. So we actually walked up to the pet shop and got some. He was in a bit of disgrace that day. Came back and he looked like a poor little drowned rat. He was like, "Why have you done this to me?" Poor little guy. But yeah, we dried him off nice and quickly, and it wasn't cold or anything. The shower, I sort of slightly under lukewarm. Not so it's cold, obviously, but not so it's hot. You know, I don't want to burn him, obviously. And then sort of we got a towel and towel dried him. Thankfully, being short-haired, it didn't take him long, and he's quite happy to have a hairdryer on cold on him as well anyway. Just to sort of blow dry him. Get rid of that. I know what I said about ammo, but I'm starting to get a bit pickier. And again, with food, I'm just picking it up. So I've got it. I can always drop it later on. If something does pop out that I'm like, ooh, I want that. But we're not having much luck, so I don't really think that'll happen. Or the AFAC, I can always drop that. I've got quite a few of them as well. Well, I've got oh, yeah, so sorry, the AFACs are better. I should probably actually, rather than carry the SOS, carry an AFAC. Because it's smaller, but it heals everything. That might be something to consider for the Iron Man run. I think to have an AFAC on me instead of an SOS. I'll still keep a splint and some bandages, just in case I need just a splint or something. I don't want to use an AFAC when I don't really need to. I suppose it would sort of be if I encounter like the BTR or something and it absolutely murks me. Right, so I think, is that this building done, or have we got one more? No, that's this building done. Okay. So we've got the 4 in the square, and then the one off to the right left to do. I think, was there a person there? Is that a person there? It is a person there. There we go. I think what we'll do for these buildings, because the IFACs just have a lot higher chance of spawning in the military, in the supply crates, we will just sort of speed run for the supply crates. We won't worry about sort of being a bit more meticulous. I'm full of food and drink. We'll grab the ammo. I don't really need any more sustenance. And I don't want to risk sort of leaving Lafloof too low. I genuinely hope, and this is a very selfish thing, but I genuinely hope that it doesn't get added that AI can close doors. Just it's nice, like when I obviously when I enter a building, I can close the doors and things, and I then know if I've left the building and I close the doors, I then know obviously if the AI's been in them, because the doors would be. What am I doing? I said I was going to speed run. I then know obviously if the AI's been in. Speed run, speedy, speed run. Oh, yeah, that's. Oh. Yeah, I hear him. Actually, in Die Hard, I think he says, yeah, I see him. No, it is, because it's where the armoured vehicle is. For the, when the SWAT team, when they attack the building. I know Die Hard, like, in and out. Love that film. Alright, here's one for you, chat. Die Hard. The first Die Hard, is it a Christmas film or is it not a Christmas film? And if it is, what makes it a Christmas film? Or if it's not, why isn't it? I'll let you know afterwards on my opinion, but I'd love to very much know what you guys in chat think first. And then I'll sort of not come at you. That's completely wrong. We can obviously then see what people think and have a debate about it. Die Hard is not a Christmas. Okay, that's a fair enough. It's a wrong opinion, but it's a fair enough opinion. Why do you think Die Hard then is not a Christmas film? Just need another. Get hiccups so often when I'm thirsty. So as always, guys, the stream is not sponsored, but it is hydrated by Pepsi Max Cherry. But as I said earlier, Pepsi, if you want to sponsor it, my business email is there. And feel free to. I mean, it clearly is a Christmas film. And not just because it's set at Christmas, but if you sort of look at, if you strip back the main story and look at, you know, it's about family. You know you're going to laugh, but I've never seen. So, okay, how did you know that I was going to say it is a Christmas film? Was it that obvious from how I led into that? Damn. Well, it very much is. It very much is. And there is... What is there... There's a couple of things, possibly a couple, there's certainly one, in the third Die Hard film that very much... So the second one, that's at Christmas as well. And that's not even a debate. That's a Christmas film as well. But the third one... It's set in New York, and there's a heat wave going on. And there's a reference to it being an Indian summer. Well, Indian summers are sort of, they're much later in the year, because of where it sort of is in the world. But there's a line in Die Hard with a Vengeance, the third film, where Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, they've just defused a bomb in a park, and they're sort of crossing the road, and there's a... You son of a bitch! Oh, I thought he headshotted me. No, it was chest. Where they stop a couple of kids that have robbed a store for like some chocolate, some candy, and the kid turns round to Bruce Willis and says something along the lines of, "Look around, like, where are all the cops? It's Christmas. You could steal City Hall." I don't think that's verbatim what the kid says. But it's like, hold on, the kids just said it's Christmas. Now, there are no decorations up or anything anywhere, and obviously being New York, and certainly, you know, the Rockefeller Center, they have a huge Christmas tree and things there, and obviously, if it was Christmas, you wouldn't have the heat wave that's there. So it's a really weird line in a film that isn't Christmas, but that's a weird one. And I think if I ever managed to meet the writer or a screenplay person, or even, I suppose, director of that film, I would ask them about... They probably wouldn't even remember. It's 31 years ago. So they probably wouldn't remember that. But that is something that sticks with me massively. Okay, so going back to what you've just said there, Suki. So, no, just because Bruce Willis said so, you've seen the clip. Right. Doesn't matter what Bruce Willis thinks, though, because he's only an actor in it. He's not someone that wrote the film, wrote the screenplay, or directed it. He's just... He doesn't have a say, really, in it, because he's just an actor in it. He's not... All right. Actors obviously do have some input because they are the character. But in terms of something like that, in the overall arc of the film, I'm sorry, but he wouldn't have a say in that. So I as much as I love Bruce Willis, I think he's a fantastic actor. I think that, you know, the health conditions that he's sort of facing is absolutely awful, you know, and it's really sad, you know, obviously for him and his family, but with all due respect, he doesn't have an input on that with regard to the film, so I just ignore almost of what he'd say about that. Yeah. Fuck me. I need to be more careful coming out of buildings. I don't know where the hell that came from. I need to be careful here on the ground floor, because I know they can ping me through the open windows. Yeah, so with all due respect to Mr. Willis, I disagree with that, and I think, you know, because you don't have an overall input on the whole arc of this film, you do in the character of John McClane, certainly. Yeah, I would disagree on that point. Then from his perspective, you know, it's an opinion. It's a wrong opinion, but it's an opinion that he's perfectly valid to have. Oh, what's Cat doing? 56. Okay. Yeah. So that's that one. And I know a lot of people do disagree on that front in terms of if it is or isn't. But if you look at the hallmarks of what makes a Christmas film, the first Die Hard has all of them in it. So over here, difficult shit. Okay, hoping that was the guy that was pinging me beforehand, because if not, there's someone else. I really need to start doing this counter again when I'm at apartments. I suppose because I'm not too worried now about events spawning, I will get rid of that events timer at the top. I think as well, there are debates about whether to try to put cheese on the bread first. What? Well, it depends. What else is going on the bread and the cheese? Ham. Oh, okay. Just trying to think. So I'm vegetarian, so obviously I don't eat meat anymore. But here, like, you would get big slices of ham. So what I used to do was put the bread down, put the ham on it, sort of across like that, put the cheese, and I really liked mustard. English mustard. It's got some heat to it. But with the ham, perfect. So you'd put the ham, the cheese, bit of mustard, and then fold the ham over. So you're almost then making a sandwich within a sandwich. And then the top slice of bread. So that's how I used to do it. And it sort of helped keep everything in place as well. So I suppose with that then, my answer is ham first, I guess then. He sounds like he's here. Yeah, he's upstairs. Are we ready for some more knee shots? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, so there you go. I suppose an answer to that one, ham. Or which way to place it? Okay, so that one, my father used to do it so where if the wall's here, it would unroll that way. But myself is over, and I think like the rest of the holder my mother has at her house, it doesn't do either. It's actually a vertical one. So it doesn't really. Over is alright, but yeah, completely. But my father is weird, so. Another British one is for scones, and it's not scone because they haven't scone anywhere. They're still there until you've eaten it, and then it's scone. Because it's gone. Yeah, is whether you put the jam or the cream on first. I very much can sit in the camp of either for those. I tend to, I think, put the jam on first though, because it's easier to put it on when it's against the actual scone. I love a good scone and jam and cream. Yeah. Ooh, this is what I'm streaming for. This is the debates that. Do you know what, right? So, you know, for the American presidential elections, they have the debates, like the television live debates. And, like, the ones Trump's always been involved in have been, like, attacking the other person and stuff. And then you see the video where, like, Obama and Mitt Romney were doing them. And they were, like, really cordial and pleasant almost to each other and stuff. And you're like, that's how much the American politics have flipped. I'm going somewhere with this. In terms of how you treat the other candidate. What they should do is they should come up with these kind of questions and ask them, jam or cream first. Which way does the toilet roll go? Those are the important questions. 100%. Who cares about emails on a private email account that were deleted or whatever? Is that relevant, really? Is that important? It actually could be. I don't know. But we know. Oh my God, can you stop giving me field rations? Jeez. But, which way you hang your toilet roll, that's important. That is important. And I suppose if you're the president, or having been a president and you still then obviously have the Secret Service, is it the Secret Service that hang it? And if so, if they hang it a different way to what you would hang it, do you change it as the or as the president or ex-president, or do you bin that person off from being allowed to change the toilet roll, and you get someone in who would hang it the same way as you? Damn, do you know, I've never thought of things like that. Holy crap. This is the kind of shit that tired bacon would be talking and thinking of, not 10:45. Bloody hell, it's 10:45. Not 10:45 in the morning in bacon. Yeah. So recently, I've got some from a supermarket, some part baked rolls. They're like sort of, what are they? Sourdough rolls that you then bake for 10 minutes to sort of crisp them up and finish them off in the oven. And I've been doing cheese and pickle on them. I don't know if pickle's a thing in other countries actually, but cheese and pickle is amazing. Normally, I think from sandwiches, I would actually put the cheese on first and then the pickle. But with these, I've been putting the pickle on first and then the cheese on top. And it seems to be holding it together better. So I think I'm a converted for that one. Yeah. I don't know. I suppose it'd been so many years since I'd had sort of cheese and pickle that I sort of thought, which one am I putting on first? I don't really know. Yeah, these are the hard-hitting questions. Annoyingly, because complete tangent here, complete change of subject and tangent. Because I'm now streaming in 2K, my webcam is only 1080. So I can't get it to fill the screen properly without it making me wide bacon. I was sort of messing about with it yesterday, and I was like, oh, yeah, I can't do that. So I think when I do it, I need to sort of set it up as a fancy sort of borders and things to fill up that extra space. First world problems. First world problems. Yeah. So, just noticed it. Oh dear, I'm sorry I called you bacon. I was in the car and you said, oh, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. It's still bacon. It's just spelt the proper way instead of the stupid way that I spell it. I'm trying to be edgy and clever, and actually stole it from my father, but you know. So it's fine. It's fine. No need to apologise. I'm used to people calling me shithead, so. And I'm used to people lurking and sort of not really chatting. So the fact that you are chatting, that's not to say there's anything wrong with lurking in chats. If you are lurking, there is nothing wrong with that. I lurk a lot in chats. I'm not calling that out. It's fine. It's fine. Apologies if that sounded like I wasn't meaning to. you know, and for a lot of time, and I do it in streams as well, lurking. I will lurk while I'm sort of doing other things, whether I'm cleaning or doing some washing up or things like that. So, you know, it's like I say, it's absolutely fine. I'm not calling anyone out for it, even if that did sound like it. So I apologise. Fundamentally, you know, as I've learned a lot from another streamer who basically says, when you're streaming, you need to be sort of talking all the time, because essentially you are, for most people, a radio show, because they are doing other things while they've got the stream open. So yes, so apologies on potentially sounding like I was calling out. I wasn't. Yeah, so we're on the second to last building. Bacon, I need to start working. Have a good game. Have a good time in Vostok. You've jinxed it. I bet you've jinxed it from saying that. Well, we'll see. We'll see. If I do, there'll be a clip of it. I can tell you that. But no, hopefully I'll be fine. But thank you very much for stopping by, Suski. As always, have a fantastic day, and I will be back later this evening. And as it will be a post watershed stream. And this is going to sound so out of context, potentially, for other people. I will finish that story off about me getting changed. Getting changed. Stay alive. Yeah. Have a bad game. Wow. I mean, you can't reverse it like that. That doesn't work. That's not how Sod's Law works. But it's fine. It's fine. I haven't got long to go here. And then, oh, I need to get back anyway for Cat, don't I? And I have got a few things I need to do before I head out for my tasks this afternoon. Actually, I need to find out what time the bus is anyway. It's far easier taking the bus into town. It's about a half hour, but I get to sit and read on the bus. So it's costs less. So the bus goes right from the end of my road, and it would cost less doing that than having to drive and pay for parking and petrol and stuff. So yes, we'll talk about that one later then. But yeah, have a good day. Yes. And yeah, see you later, Suski. See you later. Right. So yeah. So we've got. Is this the? Yeah. This is now the final building we are on. I think there's someone upstairs. I don't think they're outside. I think that face always scares me. Oh, maybe they're not upstairs. I thought they were. Oh, no, they're not. This is the top. Right. Okay, so, yes, this is the last building. After this building, we're going back to shelter. And then that will be the stream for the morning. As always, well, certainly at the moment, I will be back this evening for this evening stream. Oh, I see him. At around 7 PM British summertime. So that is, British summertime is 2 hours currently behind Finland. So if you are someone in Finland that is watching, I know quite a few people have been in Finland watching, because obviously it's a Finnish game and you'd like to support a Finnish dev, which is bloody brilliant, you know. And that's why I've got like 100 hours in this game. Don't need one of those, because I think it's a fantastic game. Yeah. So what else have we got? That's it. I haven't really got anything else. I wanted to repair that. Yeah, I haven't really got anything else that is sort of needs doing, which I suppose is quite nice actually. I've sort of done everything that needed to be done earlier in the week. Yeah. Yes, actually, that is. That's quite nice. Quite nice feeling. I can sort of chill for most of the rest of the week now. And not sort of have to think about anything. Of course, with Finn going, I don't. I've got sort of the extra time from when I'd walk him. Yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of hit me again that he's gone. I miss that little guy. I miss him demanding the cheese from me. He does like his cheese. Little Mr. Cheese Man. But he did have a lot of his salmon to take home. Which is nice of him. It's not a case of he's just sort of going home and he's not having it again. He's still got some. I think he's gonna end up having to share it with Luna the pug, which is fine. There was a lot there, but I suppose it'll be a nice treat for her as well. Then, really, to have something a bit different. Yeah, so I suppose we're sort of in the sunset of this playthrough now. Now we've got the bunker and we're down to one task. We're sort of very much sunset. I'm now thinking about my cheese and pickle rolls for lunch. I think, because I haven't had any breakfast, I think I might end up having an early lunch. Yeah. I think we're going to do that. We're going to have a bit of an early lunch. I think I still want to change, or... Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, we definitely need to go back. To change up some of the scenes, I need to move the camera as well. Probably... I don't think my monitor's level. Yeah, the problem is, because how I've got the monitors set up, the camera's on the monitor, and I don't like that. I prefer it sort of behind a bit and on the light. I think it would be better for the green screen as well for that. Having said that, actually, it's green screening pretty well this morning. I'm quite pleased with that. I haven't changed the settings on it at all. And I sort of I was messing about with it a lot yesterday to get the green screen set up. So, fairly pleased with how it actually looks. And I suppose being down here in the corner, though, there's not really much that I would cover if it wasn't green screened. So yeah, I'm tempted. Actually, I think that's probably a good idea. So the dono goal that I've got there, I think I'm going to change that and break it down. I think I'm going to change it just to the NAS housing to start with. And then I'll if I ever reach it, there's not ever an end goal to it. It's just there, I suppose, for the sake of being there. Mainly to remind me I do want to sort of sort out a NAS drive for my home network and stuff. And just then when I can sort of use it to back up all the pictures from my camera and stuff. I have got a very large SD card in my camera, but I do want to upgrade my phone, but I do want to upgrade my phone. It's an S10 Plus, so it's a 2018 phone, 2017, 2018. That I've got a crack on the screen. I'm so annoyed about it. I went about 7 years without it, or even 8 years. I think it was earlier this year I cracked it, and I dropped it, and it was right on the edge, and for some reason the case didn't protect it. So yeah, and I do want to get an upgrade on my phone, and obviously new phones don't have SD card. Well, most of them don't have SD card storage. I'm an Android person. I'm not Apple. So it'd be nice to have a NAS that I can sort of set it to just automatically ping the photos over. Yeah, I mean, I have got an external hard drive, but I can't really set that up as a NAS because it doesn't have an Ethernet port in it. I'd rather sort of spend money and get a proper NAS housing with hard drives. And to be fair, that dono goal is for a NAS housing for 4 hard drive spaces, but for 2 10 terabyte ones. Hard drives, which obviously allows expansion and further. Maybe I lower it to 2 8s or something. Yeah, I'll have to have a look into that because it is a rather high goal to have. It was one that was sort of still sitting on my Streamlabs, I think it is, from quite a while back. And I was like, oh, well, it's already there. I'll just keep it live. So prices could have changed, actually, certainly with hard drives. Where's Bunker? Where is it? There it is. Right, so I want to just go check the gunsmith first, just to see what he does have for sale. And then I'm going to go back into Bunker, and then we will call the morning stream for there. He's got a helmet. I do want the helmet. I don't need anything else. I wonder actually. Oh, more than enough there. 404. We can just do that. That's fine. There we go. Right, perfect. Okay. So, thank you very much for everyone for stopping by this morning. It's been a fun stream. I mean, all streams are fun. Let's be honest. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't. 45. Nava. That. Alarm clock. Nava. So this is all loot that I'm keeping to sell. Oh, I forgot I got another level 5 plate. I've got loads of level 5 plates now. We'll stick this ammo all back. Once like the rows get full, then I'm going to start sort of selling the ammo because obviously I ain't going to need more. I also obviously need to rearrange all these. This is just like this just for now. Just until I can sort of get some more storage to rearrange things. stick that there. There we go. And then they'll just go there for now. That's fine. And that's a 308, isn't it? Yeah, I don't actually... all of these are 308, so I don't really... Actually, we'll do that. We'll get rid of them. There we go. Right, we'll leave it there. We'll just stick this stuff in here for now. That'll do. Right, so yes, thank you very much to everyone for stopping by this morning. Very much had fun. I will be back this evening at about 7 p.m. British summertime, so in about 8 hours from now. So yes, I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your morning, if it is still morning for you. Has a brilliant afternoon, and yeah, hopefully I will see you all this afternoon. Yeah, so peace out, everyone.